Welcome everybody to Quake Pro League, where today I am sat down with Sib. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. I just wanted to talk a little about your relegation in Stage 1, but you managed to come back in the Stage 2 finals with renewed vigour. Can you kind of talk us through what you did in that stage to reset and kind of alter your performance?
Oh, I just started to focus more on the fundamentals, like just getting more into learning how to play duel properly instead of relying so much on aim. So I was more so focused on timing, positioning, and maybe tendencies of my opponents and working off of that.
Is that something you kind of focus on in terms of practice coming into each match every week?
Yeah, for the most part I do. But typically what I'll do is just try to get comfortable on the maps that are coming up and the champions that I have to play. It's my main focus. Like sometimes I'll just go into a custom game and run around as that champion and just get the feel and get that comfort that I'll need for the upcoming map.
Well, some people might have viewed you to have a slight issue with tilting in the past. You seem to have a much more positive outlook coming into this stage, though. Was that kind of a conscious decision to do that?
No, I think it's just that the more I play a game, the more I get used to it, the better I get at it, the more relaxed I get. Because I think when I'm in the learning process of a game or a game mode, it's natural for me to get like frustrated. So people will perceive that as me like tilting or whatever. But typically when I'm competing, I'm pretty calm. And I'm getting, these past few weeks, I'd say I'm like extremely calm. So I'm in a good spot as far as.
Oh, that's really good to hear, because obviously this stage we've seen some incredibly close matches. Unfortunately, most of them have gone in the way of the opponents. But for your final two games, how are you kind of going to shift that and make sure you're taking them your way?
For now, I'm just really focused on my aim and just my general comfort with the game. Because when you look at players, and one always comes to mind for me, Cooler or Coolers, you can just see the way he plays. He's so comfortable. Like he's done it, 1,000 times. And I'm just trying to get to that point. I'm trying to get to that point of comfort and also get my aim to be really sharp, because I feel like currently the way that I play duel is actually pretty good, but the way, like, I have some inconsistency sometimes with like my aim or movement, and if I can polish that out, I think I can be pretty strong. So
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I kind of want to talk about your strengths as a player as well. Where do you kind of feel those main strengths lie for you?
it varies. I think my whole life when I've played shooting games, it's always been my mechanics, like my aim, and also like the mind game when it comes to that, like outthinking my opponents. It's always been something that's shined for me. But lately, I'd say it's more so just, yeah, like I just have like pretty good strategy, but my aim is just kind of like lacking a bit, in my opinion. But some people would say that it's fine, but I just have a very like high standard for myself. And but yeah, I would say my aim is typically my strong suit. So.
Well, speaking of your games, can you kind of talk us through how you're preparing for Dewey's unusual playstyle in your match this week?
I'm just like doing a lot of like visualization and mental preparation. Dewey, for me, I don't think he's too weird to play against. I feel quite fine playing against him. Like he's got a very like smart way of playing, and I like that. I enjoy playing against a player like that. He's a very smart player, very strong player. I would never underestimate anybody, especially him. So I'm just like approaching it like he's the best, and I'm gonna do my best to defeat him. So.
Oh, that's really interesting. Are there any players that you've kind of faced up against in the QPL that you found kind of difficult to read? Is there anybody's playstyle that you just find really difficult to counter?
I think generally speaking, I'm having a bit of a hard time dealing with people who are like overly aggressive. It seems like if I play against a player like maybe DeHang or Saigib, who play a bit more like calculated, a bit more thought out, I can do better against that. It makes more sense to me. But I think just because I haven't had as much experience as other players, that aggressive, like overt play style really can be difficult for me to like handle. But I'm getting there. I think I'll figure it out eventually. So.
Well, it's been fantastic to speak to you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me, and best of luck coming into this week's match.
Oh, thank you so much.